Welcome to Little Whisper Tales at Amatola Care Farm. Hello, my dear young adventurers and listeners. It's Care Farm Kate here, and I'm so excited to welcome you to another magical Little Whisper Tale. Today we're going on a dreamy adventure with a very special friend from Amitola Care Farm. Are you ready? Get cozy, grab your favorite softie or blanket, and let's begin our journey together. Once upon a time, nestled amongst rolling green hills and bathed in starlight, there was a magical sanctuary called Amatola Care Farm. This wasn't just any ordinary farm. It was a sanctuary of love and kindness for both animals and humans who needed a place to heal their hearts. Among the residents of this wonderful place was a very special duck, and her name was Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown had soft brown feathers and the gentlest of quacks that could soothe anyone's heart. But Mrs. Brown hadn't always known such peace. Before coming to Amatola Care Farm, she had been bullied by other ducks who plucked out her feathers and made her feel very sad and scared. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to twinkle, Mrs. Brown waddled to the edge of the pond. She looked out at all her animal friends settling down for the night. The wise donkeys, the playful mini horses, and cuddly bunnies. "My little ones," she quacked softly, "you are safe here. You are loved." Suddenly a shimmering light appeared before Mrs. Brown. It was the angel of the night sky. With soft, glittering wings and a smile as bright as the moon, the angel invited Mrs. Brown on a special adventure. "Mrs. Brown," the angel whispered, "would you like to explore the wonders of the night with me? I can show you that even in the darkest times, there is magic and beauty waiting to be discovered." Mrs. Brown hesitated just for a moment, remembering her old fears. But then she thought of all the love and the support that she had received at Amatola Care Farm. Taking a deep breath, she nodded bravely. The angel gave Mrs. Brown a tiny, glowing star, a symbol of her inner light and courage. Together they soared into the night sky, higher and higher, until Amatola Care Farm looked like a tiny speck below. Their first stop was a moon made of the softest, bounciest cheese. Mrs. Brown and the angel hopped and laughed, sending ripples of joy across the universe with each giggle. Can you imagine your own laughter spreading happiness through space? Next, they zoomed past planets that are painted all the colors of the rainbow. Mrs. Brown waved to friendly aliens who taught her that being different is what makes the universe so beautiful. The angel reminded Mrs. Brown, just like you, there's only one of each of these creatures in the entire universe. That's why you all matter so much. As they glided through the stars, the angel shared little whispers of wisdom with Mrs. Brown. Stories of bravery, kindness, and how every creature can make the world a better place just by being themselves. Mrs. Brown's heart swelled with courage and love. Feeling sleepy but happy, Mrs. Brown and the angel returned to Amatola Care Farm. All of Mrs. Brown's animal friends were waiting to hear all about her Starlight adventure. As Mrs. Brown shared her story, she realized that she was no longer afraid of the dark. Instead, she saw it as a beautiful, magical time full of wonder and possibilities. Now it's time for sweet dreams, said the angel, as she tucked Mrs. Brown into her cozy nest with a blanket of soft starlight. Remember, Mrs. Brown, your light is as bright as the stars. You're brave, kind, and full of wonder. As the angel of the night sky faded into the twinkling heavens, Mrs. Brown gently closed her eyes, feeling cozy and safe. Her heart was full of the magic she'd seen and the lessons she'd learned. Now, my dear young listeners, as our tale comes to an end, I have a special question just for you. Can you think of something that used to scare you but doesn't anymore? How did you overcome that fear? Remember, just like Mrs. Brown at Amatola Care Farm, you have an inner light that can help you be brave and kind, even when things seem dark or scary. Before we say goodbye, why don't you draw a picture of Mrs. Brown's adventure in the night sky? You can share it with someone you love and tell them about the magic, bravery that you learned today. From my heart to yours, I wish to thank you for joining us on this adventure at Amatola Care Farm. Remember, you too can be a beacon of love and kindness in the world. Until next time, this is Care Farm Kate, sending you all a big hug filled with love and magic. Sweet dreams, and may your heart always be as brave as Mrs. Brown's. If you enjoyed this tale, the animals would love for you to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. It helps us reach more hearts and sprinkle the world with more kindness. Good night, little ones. Sleep tight, and remember, you are loved just as you are.